What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the intern. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 6 players that have kind of destroyed their value this season. Now, I want to say that destroyed is used lightly on some of these players. I would have to say that there was already a sense of decrease entering the season, but certain events have happened where it's really been a little bit of a downfall for some of these players. I would have to say also probably the last 2, if I'm remembering the order correctly. I don't think it's destroyed. It's definitely hurt their value, where me personally, I'm staying away. But it's not anything crazy. I don't think that it's insane to say that a lot of these have already kind of hurt their value entering the season. Or at least we thought that maybe some stuff would happen and stuff didn't happen. So yeah, let's get started and talk about Khris Middleton. Somebody that when I think of a player this season, which there's a big one, which we'll talk about I think next. When I think of a player this season that originally could have maybe had a positive outlook on this season, it was inevitable that they were going to probably get traded. It was Khris Middleton. And Khris Middleton could have maybe got to a better place in the Wizards. That's clearly it's an unstable area where Khris Middleton is not going to stay here. And I would feel a little bit more confident in him. But because he's at the Wizards, because the Wizards don't really have a plan right now until the draft, till they know what their pick is, Khris Middleton, in my opinion, is kind of dying. Like this is a truthfully, in my opinion, a player that's value is dropped to almost 0. I think a lot of teams could almost even drop him because Khris Middleton is somebody that, yes, he might get a lot of minutes, but they're going to prioritize the youth over him. He's there to be a vet. And the minute he's off that team, there is a chance that he doesn't get signed. Like, it's that bad. Khris Middleton has not been efficient. Khris Middleton hasn't looked great. When he came back to play for the Wizards, he again did not look great. I think we're going to just see a role player Khris Middleton. It looks like could be in a Dennis Schroeder kind of role for the next couple of years. If it's not a Dennis Schroeder role, we could see him maybe not on a team. But Khris Middleton, after that trade to the Wizards, have hurt him tremendously. Let's talk about somebody off of injury. Joel Embiid is now, I would have to say, the most, in my opinion, from last season to this season, let's just say beginning of the season, has decreased his value so much that I could not even put into words how much it's decreased. Think of like a top 12 prospect, I would say around there, then falls all the way to 90s, 100s because he's about to get another surgery on his knee. He looks like he could really miss all of next season. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm in shock. I don't know about you, but I'm in shock. Joel Embiid truthfully looks like somebody that really seems like the type of guy that could medically retire. I don't think it'll actually happen, but let's just say he doesn't play till next season. The Sixers could medically retire his contract if he cannot play. And I don't know if that'll happen. But what I do know is that his value has dropped so much where there's 0 chance a lot of people will be able to sell him unless they get a third, second round pick. I gotta be honest with you, Joel Embiid, man. It sucks to say, but I just really think that he got screwed out of a lot of things coming this year. Like, for example, the knee surgery, the reporter stuff, the face stuff. It just sucks. And I don't know what's happened to his body, but it really does suck, but it's hurt him horribly fantasy-wise. Up next is Kyle Kuzma, somebody that was in the opposite side of the Wizards trade with the Bucks. The thing is for Kyle Kuzma is that he was already kind of on this time bomb when they were thinking about trading him to the Mavericks, thinking about trading him to the Kings. There's a lot of teams that were talking about for Kyle Kuzma. Well, you kind of already knew that was going to happen at some point because Alex Sarr was there. You had Bilal Coulibaly. You had some other young players that needed the minutes. You wanted to prioritize those players getting minutes and learning than Kyle Kuzma playing and doing okay. it was very apparent that Kyle Kuzma would not be on this team after so long, and that it was really time to kind of trade him away. Well, they traded him to the Bucks, and because he's on such a big contender, he's not really doing as great. You have Brook Lopez taken away a lot from him. You have, what is it called? Damian Lillard. You have Giannis. Kyle Kuzma is really the fourth option right now, and he hasn't played like even the fourth option. So Kyle Kuzma's value since last year has declined terribly, and I'm lucky enough that I had Kyle Kuzma last year and I traded him in the offseason knowing that he would probably decline. Look at him now. Kyle Kuzma is somebody that really is just not it when it comes to the fantasy side of things anymore. Up next, we have Yousef Nurkic. Yousef Nurkic was somebody that I wanted to put in the middle here because I don't think a lot of people were valuing him that high, but I know some people, at least, that really liked Yousef Nurkic and thought, well, if he's a center for the Suns and the Suns have, no center, they have Bobo, Mason Plumlee, they didn't really have a center, then we're going to be fine. Yousef Nurkic will be fine on the Suns. Well, Yousef Nurkic got so bad that he played a lot of games with no minutes, had problems with the head coach, did not look well at all. It was truthfully a horrible, and I mean a horrible experience for Yousef Nurkic and this Suns team. And now I don't blame Yousef Nurkic. I think it was a lot of, coaching. I think it was a lot of team chemistry. There's a lot of things going on that's been wrong with the Suns. So look at them now at the 11th seed and eliminated. Yousef Nurkic is probably somebody that, truthfully, I would have to say, kind of got a little bit of a scapegoat when it comes to some of the issues. So him on the Charlotte Hornets, yes, this is good, but the Charlotte Hornets, again, are another unstable team. Once they get a true good center, that they likely will probably trade Mark Williams. Even if Mark Williams stays, Yousef Nurkic is screwed. Yousef Nurkic is nothing. Yousef Nurkic is a nothing player, likely dropped in a lot of your leagues. It's crazy how a player can go from starting, getting some pretty good minutes, and then all the way done. Crazy. Up next is Julius Randle. Now, I don't think Julius Randle is truthfully that much of a fall off, okay, really. But I have to say, we had a lot of expectations for Julius Randle, obviously getting an offensive role at the beginning of the season. We thought Julius Randle, of course, would have maybe a little spark in a lot of his play because if he's getting this offensive role because Cat is gone, he's obviously going to look a little bit better. Well, because of injury, because of just playing general, the Timberwolves did really bad than they were last season. And because of that, Julius Randle is another player that I would have to say that has kind of fallen off value-wise. I think when you look at his contract too, he has a player option this year, and then next year he's a free agent. So obviously he's going to accept the player option because if he wants to probably 40 M's, and then maybe it's a trade with the one-year deal to something else. Maybe it's a keep Julius Randle here, whatever it might be. Julius Randle hasn't helped the Timberwolves as much. When he's in the lineup, they do pretty decent, but they really have played better when Julius Randle's been not there when it comes to like Naz Reid playing better, Jaden McDaniels playing better. It's really just when Julius Randle's there, they have an extra person there, so they're still getting the win streak when they were not having Julius Randle, but Julius Randle's now here. He's doing well. I think just falling off just a little bit, but I still do believe that Julius Randle is still a good player at the end of the day. It's just, I think, has fallen off when we think of expectation from the beginning of the season, and value-wise, he's not really. I think a lot of people would value Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, honestly, and like Rudy Gobert, obviously, and over Julius Randle now, which is crazy to say. Up next is Kawhi Leonard. This is the last one. I don't think this is entirely as bad because, let's be honest here, Kawhi Leonard's always had the injury issues, but Kawhi Leonard is somebody that I would personally stay away from, just showing even this season, the beginning of the season where Kawhi Leonard was ready to play and then all of a sudden he's not doing good. He's injured. It's not well. At his age, being this injured, there's kind of just stay away. Yes, he can have some good games, but like Joel Embiid, he'll have these good games and then next thing you know, he's out for 3 months. It's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. I believe Kawhi Leonard at the end of the day is a great player and I don't blame him for the injuries, but fantasy-wise, when we're looking at kind of what's our value for these players, Kawhi Leonard is not it. Kawhi Leonard is not it. And I think Yes, he can do good, but he's never going to be that crazy, almost MVP type player. He's going to be maybe close to being an all-star, but I don't even see an all-star in his future. But he's still a good player. It's just when you look at the beginning, the injuries, you look at that affecting his value. You look at some of the stats not looking as great as well. This last week, he did pretty good, so Kawhi Leonard's looked a little bit better in recent times, so maybe recency bias will say, well, I'm going to keep him. But in general, do not do it. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.